Is that his bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
What do you mean it's not gonna work?
I mean, take it out of the truck.
It's our property. Do you need pictures of it?
Move.
No,
Okay.
this is my, what do you want? What?
Remember the cop who moved from California to Idaho and then slammed this kid on the ground because he wanted to take some pictures of a dirt bike?
Stop resisting.
Resisting what?
My video on it went super viral, now over 6 million views, and made the TV news in Idaho.
Now here's some of the video posted to YouTube of the arrest of...
And as that was happening, the cop sort of abruptly disappears. Well, now, a year and 4 months later, I have a final update for you. That case actually went to a jury trial, and the verdict may not be what you expected. And you're really not going to believe where that police officer ultimately ended up and what his new employer had to say about that incident and about my video. Did you see that video that just came out of Miami Beach where the mayor sent his goon squad to a woman's front door to question her, to intimidate her over a social media post?
Picture to make sure it's you. We're not sure.
Okay.
Is that your account?
This isn't just happening in the UK, it's happening right here.
So you don't know if it was you?
I'm not going to answer whether that's me or not.
If you're not already aware that your government is watching your every move online, well, now you know. And it's not just the government, but corporations and criminals too. That's why I recommend that you get yourself a good VPN to protect your digital privacy ASAP. For instance, the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. If you connect to an insecure website that doesn't have HTTPS encryption, or to an unreliable public Wi-Fi, with a VPN, your online activity is protected. Third parties like your internet service provider or the government can't snoop on your online activities. A VPN also masks your IP address so that your virtual location stays private. When you use my link, you'll get a huge discount on a 2-year plan plus 4 additional bonus months. Get it at nordvpn.com/civil. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. That's nordvpn.com/civil or click the link in the description below. It all began with a teenager wrecking his dirt bike in Meridian, Idaho, which is a suburb west of Boise. This happened on June 30th, 2024. The wreck happened on a neighborhood street with a group of neighborhood kids watching. The teenager, who would later recover, was injured at the time, and first responders began to arrive at the scene. And then cops arrived to investigate this injured outlaw teenager who had dared to ride a dirt bike in this neighborhood and who had hurt nobody but himself. As the emergency medical personnel were trying to treat this kid, this officer, Bradley Chambers, goes off to find the dirt bike that the kid had been riding because he wanted to take some photographs of it. The neighborhood kids tell him exactly where the bike is.
Howdy guys, did somebody take the bike?
Yeah, I wheeled it over out of here.
Where is it?
It's a few houses down. It's under a tree.
His bike's over at my house. He just wheeled it over there so it didn't have to be over here.
Perfect. Cool, I'll go ahead and stay, okay? Thank you.
There's some other kids who witnessed it.
Yeah, they don't live right down the street from me.
Would you rather him take it? Or
I can take it.
that way you don't got to deal with your neighbors?
They all live right next door to me, so they're not gonna.
And it's being loaded into the back of a pickup truck by the injured kid's brothers. So Chambers goes to that spot, and really he could not have handled the situation any worse than he did. And what happened would be captured on cell phone video. That footage then, via the kid's parents, made its way to me. Then on September 21st of 2024, I posted my original video with the cell phone footage of this use of force that took place.
What do you mean it's not going to work?
You take it out of the truck.
It's our property. Pictures of it?
I'm sorry?
It's our property. Do you need pictures of it?
Take it out of the truck.
It's our property. Do you need pictures?
Do you want to argue about this?
What do you want? Yeah, what's
Take the bike out of the truck.
Why? What?
It's part of my investigation.
Do you need pictures of it? You can stand up and take pictures here. I'm not unloading and reloading.
We got witnesses.
Just walk around, dude. I'm gonna be like that.
Albert Chambers.
Are we being detained?
You got to.
Okay, Samson, you can drive away now. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to step back.
What do you want? What the hell is your problem, dude?
Stop.
What the hell is the matter?
Stop.
Hey, what's the
I'm
problem,
not doing
dude?
anything.
Put your hand behind your back now.
My hand is
Hold
behind
behind.
my back, dude. What the is the matter with you?
Stop.
Whoa.
Stop what?
Put your
Stop what?
Stop resisting.
Stop what? I'm not resisting.
Stop
what?
resisting.
Resisting what?
This is doing fine.
Hey, I'm not resisting.
Get away and get back now.
Even with the grainy, vertical cell phone footage from the angle that you see it, it was clear that Officer Chambers' use of force against Sampson just did not look good at all.
Okay, step back.
What do you want?
Stop.
What the hell is the matter?
Stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Put your hand behind.
What's the matter with you?
Stop.
Whoa.
Stop what?
Put your
Stop what?
Stop resisting.
Stop what? I'm not resisting.
Stop
what?
resisting.
Resisting what?
Get away from your car.
Get back now.
Holy
Because I had included footage of the dirt bike crash, I believe YouTube ended up age restricting that video, so it sort of just cut off the virility of that video. So a few days later, on September 24th of 2024, I posted an update video because by then the town of Meridian had responded and Officer Chambers had apparently by then disappeared from their employment. That's the video that would eventually amass over 6 million views. That video also made the local TV news there in Idaho.
This afternoon, the city of Meridian investigating a use of force incident involving a Meridian police officer.
Now, here's some of the video posted to YouTube of the arrest of 22-year-old Sampson Allen,
who reported that the officer had apparently already jumped ship from the Meridian Police Department over to the Boise Police Department.
The city says he's already voluntarily left the department.
This departure happening earlier this summer or earlier this month, while the announcement this afternoon taking place after video was released of the arrest earlier this summer.
And then on October 16th of 2024, I posted a third update video releasing the body cam footage from this incident. And with the body cam footage, we gained an even better view of what had transpired.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, my friend. Is that his bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
What do you mean it's not gonna work?
I mean, take it out of the truck.
It's our property. Pictures of it?
I'm sorry?
It's our property. Do you need pictures of it?
Take it out of the truck.
It's our property. Do you need pictures?
Do you want to argue about this?
Dude, what do you want?
Yeah, what's
Take the bike out of the truck.
Why?
For what?
It's part of my investigation.
Do you need pictures of it? Because we can stand it up and take pictures here. I'm not unloading and reloading it.
Move out of the way, please.
Just walk around, dude. I'm not gonna be like that.
Albert Chambers.
Are we being detained?
You're about to be.
Okay, attention, you can drive away now. Jenna, can you pick off the gas? I can't reach it. Yeah, I got you.
Albert Chambers on 4.
Get out of here. Grab me if you can. Get out of here.
Okay, I'll have to step back. Move.
What do you want? What the hell is your problem, dude?
Stop.
What the hell is the matter?
Stop.
I'm not doing it.
Put your hand behind your back now.
My hand is
Hold
behind
behind.
my back.
Stop.
Stop what? Stop what?
Stop
Stop
resisting.
what? I'm not resisting.
Stop resisting.
Resisting what? I'm not resisting, jackass.
Almost immediately, Officer Chambers' whereabouts becomes sort of a mystery. Here's what we know now. Chambers left the Meridian Police Department in September of 2024 during the internal investigation into his actions, joining the Boise, Idaho Police Department. But then he abruptly left the BPD on January 17th of 2025, so he did not last long there. He's rehired by the Napa County, California Sheriff's Office only 4 days later. So this is the same department where Chambers worked for 14 years prior to moving to Idaho. Though in 2022, he left Napa County to go to California, and he left at the rank of sergeant. And so when he comes back now, he accepts a deputy position to the same spot where he left being a sergeant, but he's now earning a base salary of $115,000. Of course he is. But what about the Meridian, Idaho incident? Was Chambers ever cleared of that? Though they never did apparently announce the results of their internal investigation in Idaho, this was reported by reporter Phil Barber with the Press Democrat newspaper. Chambers' actions were in fact reviewed by authorities in Idaho, who concluded that his actions were within the guidelines of Idaho state law and department standards. That includes an initial use of force review by the Meridian Police Department, an analysis by the city attorney there, and an investigation by the Meridian Police Department's Office of Professional Standards. In other words, they cleared him in Idaho. But what about the criminal charges against Sampson? What happened to those? Well, being that the prosecutors clearly supported Chambers and cleared him in the internal investigations, guess what they did with the criminal charges against Sampson? They chose not to drop them and instead took Sampson to trial trying to convict him. So what happened? In May of 2025, the criminal charge of resisting arrest against Sampson Allen went to jury trial, and on May 7th, a jury found Sampson guilty of resisting and obstructing officers. He was sentenced to 3 months of unsupervised probation. But as Phil Barber reported in the Press-Democrat, during the trial, other Meridian police officers were actually critical of Chambers during their testimony. For instance, Sergeant Brandon Fiscus, the head of the Meridian Police Department's Office of Professional Standards, testified that Chambers' actions could not be considered best practices. Fiscus said that the officer failed to use many de-escalation tactics. You don't say.
What do you want? What the hell is a parole, dude?
Stop.
What the hell is that?
He also questioned the truthfulness of some of Chambers' statements to ranking department staff following the incident. Additionally, Fiscus observed that Chambers would have been well advised to wait for additional officers before acting. Sergeant Justin Dance, who oversees the Meridian Nampa Joint Patrol Academy, agreed during trial testimony that Chambers didn't do enough to de-escalate during the incident, and he expressed concern about Chambers putting weight on Sampson Allen's neck and head.
Holy
And this is pretty crazy. During the trial, during his testimony, Chambers was shown a training program on de-escalation that he had successfully completed, allegedly, while he was with the Meridian Police Department. But during his sworn testimony at trial, Chambers seemed to have zero recollection of it. The presiding judge then told the courtroom that he found that confusion shocking, to say the least. What about the new employer? Were they aware of the Meridian incident? Yes, upon being hired by Napa County, they were well aware of Chambers' experience in Idaho. It's been good to have him back, Napa County Sheriff Oscar Ortiz told the Press-Democrat newspaper. The community really takes to him. He's home. This is where he grew up as a law enforcement officer. These are difficult times in terms of recruiting across all agencies, but by no means would we ever lower our standards for the sake of making a hire, said Henry Wofford, the public information officer for the Napa County Sheriff's Office. We wouldn't hire anyone unless they are mentally, physically, and emotionally stable. We would never jeopardize our community in that way. Sounds like something a government public information officer would say, doesn't it? He said that there was only one accusation of excessive force against Chambers during his first time at Napa, and then now this, so that's only twice in 18 years, so we know it's not a pattern, he said. Wofford also said that he believes the video footage that you've seen is misleading. He says that Sampson is saying, "I'm not resisting," but his body is saying something else. He was clearly resisting, Wofford said. Wofford said that Chambers was fully transparent about the incident in Meridian as he completed his application process in Napa. There were no loose ends when he was hired, Sheriff Ortiz said. Every investigation had already concluded, and everything he did was lawful. That was part of our hiring process to look into that, and he had already been cleared. Asked whether he was satisfied with how Chambers handled the arrest of Allen in Meridian as depicted on the video, Ortiz said, "I am." And this is why police departments will announce the existence of internal investigations, but then never actually release the results of those investigations. They investigate such things with their own interests in mind, rather than the interests of the public or the interests of justice. Many times, like here, they will just say that the officer acted within their policies, and if they fault the officer at all with anything, it will be something policy-related that does not rise to the level of a constitutional violation, such as he didn't properly de-escalate the situation or he didn't properly involve other officers quickly enough. These things are basically irrelevant and meaningless. He didn't de-escalate? I mean, what does that even mean? How would he de-escalate something where he was the only person escalating the situation in the first place?
Okay, I'll have to step back.
What do you want? What the hell is a parole, dude?
Stop.
What
This is completely ignoring the actual important constitutional violations here. Chambers grabbed Sampson and began to manhandle him basically out of nowhere. What was he resisting? He had committed no crime at all. Chambers just wanted to photograph the dirt bike, and Sampson did not stop him from doing that.
Do you need pictures of it? Because we can stand it up and take pictures here. I'm not unloading and reloading it.
The only crime that occurred was the assault and battery committed by Officer Chambers against Sampson.
Okay, I'll step back.
What do you want?
Stop!
What the hell is the matter?
Stop! What's the
I'm
problem?
not doing anything.
Put your hand back.
What's the matter with you?
Stop.
Whoa.
Stop what?
Put your
Stop what?
Stop resisting.
Stop what? I'm not resisting.
Stop
what?
resisting.
Which is the primary serious civil rights violation here. Let's just assume that Chambers had some right to arrest Sampson at that time. Even so, he had no right to use excessive force while doing so. What did none of these cops ever mention during their gaslighting to the courts and the public? I didn't hear anything about excessive force and whether the level of force, the level of violence used by Officer Chambers here against Sampson, whether that was reasonable. There was no mention at all of reasonableness or of the Fourth Amendment or of the Graham factors. Why do you think that is? The Graham factors are the actual law of the land separating justifiable use of force with an illegal assault and battery. Why do you think they never mentioned the Graham factors? The first one is severity of the crime at issue. Oops, that's not good for Chambers here. There really was no crime. If there was some BS obstruction sort of crime related to Chambers allegedly not being able to take photos of this dirt bike, it's laughably minor. Does it create some serious officer safety concern that makes sudden violence reasonable? No. The second Graham factor is whether the suspect poses an immediate safety threat to the officer or to others. Did that exist here? Can anyone articulate any immediate safety threat at all to Officer Chambers or anyone else by these two brothers who were just trying to secure a dirt bike in the bed of a truck? Nope. Does that create a serious officer safety concern that makes sudden violence by Chambers objectively reasonable? Nope. The third Graham factor is whether the suspect is actively resisting or evading arrest, and that's all they've got. As the Ministry of Truth spokesman in Napa County said, Sampson was saying, "I'm not resisting," but his body is saying something else. He was clearly resisting. Okay, even if that's true, does that sort of resistance create a serious officer safety concern that makes sudden violence by Chambers objectively reasonable? No, of course not, and they all know that. Which is why none of them addressed the actual law that applies to the actual serious misconduct that is portrayed in these videos. Even setting aside the dirt bike photo issue and whether that's obstruction of some sort under Idaho law, cops can't just shoot somebody under those same circumstances, right? And for the same reason, they can't use other serious types of violence that is likely to cause serious injury, such as what Chambers did to Sampson here. And the Napa County Sheriff's Office is gaslighting the public. They're in the Ninth Circuit, which has a pile of case law that differentiates passive resistance, such as was occurring here, and active resistance, such as fighting, which does pose an officer safety threat that could justify violence. But here, illegal violence was used against Sampson Allen, and the cops all circled the wagons to allow it to happen. And more often than not, justice never occurs in the end, just as it did not occur here. And they all know that, which is why Chambers fled Meridian and then fled Boise and ultimately back to Napa County, California, where clearly nobody cares. So that's the final update, which is in this case the fourth update that I have done for those of you who complain that I don't do updates, which I do. So you can follow along by subscribing both here and at the blog, thecivilrightslawyer.com. You can follow me on X at JohnBryanESQ. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.